why you should buy a Volkswagen Amarok in under 5 minutes. Let's go.
The winner is Cartwright!
So Amarok, let's get into it. I've got quite a healthy history with these vehicles, and just to give you, I guess, a bit of a story behind that. A couple of years ago, we had one in stock, and we were on the fence whether we were going to retail it or trade it, simply based on mileage, because it was about 120,000, which is over our threshold. We normally stick to sort of 90 or under, really. But I had my Aussie mate come over, and we were going to go to Creamfields for a weekend, and I thought, hold on a minute, if I just tax it, see how I get on with it, and then we can make a decision from then. So I taxed it, took it up to Creamfields with Luke and a couple of other friends. We got all the camping stuff in the back. It was perfect. And the one thing that struck me so much, apart from the capabilities of it, was how well the vehicle drove. It was such a quiet and comfortable drive all the way to Liverpool from Bristol, where I live. It was perfect. I couldn't have actually asked for a better vehicle for the journey. And that's my point with these Amaroks, because we ended up actually retailing and going on with the car because it was that good. And this is exactly the same, if not a bit better, based on better history and mileage, which this vehicle has to the other one. But they don't feel agricultural, the Amaroks. They feel very much like you're in a quiet and comfortable SUV. And that is a massive selling point for these trucks against everything else in the market, because certainly the other ones just don't feel up to par. They just feel a bit cheap and rattly, and this doesn't. It feels like a nice, well-built SUV, and for me, that's a massive selling point. In terms of the ownership for the vehicle, it's had 2 owners from new. It does show little to no signs of a hard life at all. I wouldn't ever suggest that it's been privately owned because it's VAT qualifying, but it certainly feels the way that it might have been registered to a business and someone a bit senior had driven it and treated it like their own vehicle, not one for the business which they threw tools in and didn't mind if they scraped it. It doesn't reflect that of a vehicle at all, which is really nice. The engine itself is superb, 3-litre V6 producing 222 brake horsepower. The best thing, however, it's ULEZ and Clean Air Zone compliant, so a massive selling point there for this Amarok, that you haven't got to worry about those ridiculous fees that our fantastic government are deciding to slap on us now. Spec, I mentioned it's like an SUV. Let's touch on it to see whether we've really got the same spec as you'd get in a nice premium Volkswagen, because I think you do. The first thing to note, these leather seats, they're so comfortable. I'm a really big fan of these. They are heated as well. I've got one on full because it's bitterly cold, again, as per usual in the UK in winter. I may as well just stop saying that. In terms of other features, the infotainment system is pretty much that out of a Volkswagen Golf, which is great because it works really well. Big fan of the navigation, all the other features inside. I've got Bluetooth, I've got DAB radio, so well taken care for there with all your creature comforts, etc. Cruise control as well with a really nice multifunction steering wheel. The vehicle itself does drive really, really well. Dual zone climate control with aircon. I've got electric mirrors, windows, they're heated mirrors as well, so it really is that of a fairly well-spec'd Volkswagen SUV, and I honestly mean that. It's VAT qualifying, as I mentioned. It is available. Go check it out. I cannot sing the praises enough of these. If you haven't driven one and you are considering one, I highly suggest giving us a call or test driving one, because you'll be really surprised with how well they drive. The gearbox is so smooth. It honestly, I could be stuck in traffic and I would be so comfortable in these vehicles. And at the same time, they actually handle quite well. Yes, it's a bit wallowy and a bit washy because at the end of the day, it is a truck, but it certainly doesn't feel like that, not from behind the wheel or not from sat in the seat. And I think they look really good as well. I love the colour contrast of that blue as well. It's just a very good looking truck. It is available. Thanks for watching. Cool. Ta-da! That's a wrap. Amarok. I hope you enjoyed the video. As of the 25th of January, the vehicle's still available. If you're interested, speak to Jack or Craig in sales. Really good truck this. I promise you it is more like a good SUV than a truck. Isn't agricultural. Excellent condition, really well loved example this. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, comment and subscribe, and we hopefully see you in the next one. Thanks.